Scaffolding. Hello, everybody. My name is Zerdugu, and welcome back to Vengeful Spirit. Enough chatter. Let's just get into it, right there, Tilly?
Yeah. Chapter 5. Let the party begin. Dun 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 dun.
What was? You know what? Just
Shush.
continue.
That same night, a blue truck and two other vehicles pull up to the cabin that sits out in the middle of a secluded forest. Surrounding the cabin is a farm-like environment with a barn just 50 feet away and a dirt road leading up to the cabin. Behind the cabin is a basketball court, and to the left side of the cabin is a path leading to a river meant for fishing. Stepping out of the blue truck is Gary and his girlfriend Teresa. This ought to be interesting. Teresa, I keep said her name wrong. Teresa is a dark-skinned woman wearing a black leather jacket and tight blue jeans. Damn.
um, try not to. You know what? I'm not gonna say that because that would be gross.
What?
I was gonna say try not to get horny there, freaking thing on sister, but I didn't want to say that.
Ew.
Yeah, but that was your fault. You asked.
Feel free to banter him in the comments, people.
Yes, I deserve it.
But try to go easy on him. You don't
Thank
know any
you.
better.
Um,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
the
Anywho,
writer cries. Moving on.
Teresa is a drug dealer who met Gary in the city. And because Gary is a criminal who robs stores and banks for his own thrill, she fell in love with him for the dangers and thrills. Hmm. Stepping out of the purple car behind the blue truck was Benjamin and his girlfriend, Caitlin. Caitlin is a woman with purple dyed hair, with a black muscle shirt and blue jean shorts. Wow! I forgot how amazing this place is, said Benjamin as he closes the car door behind him. Yeah, this looks like a perfect place to get high, said, said Caitlin as he walks around the car and then stands next to Benjamin. Casual sips.
What? What'd you say?
Said casual sip.
Oh, that is actually kind of funny. Castle ship after all that weirdness.
Just.
Bruh. Alright, moving on.
Shh. Don't take the don't. That is not a joke for the internet to enjoy. So shish.
Oh shit, I think I seen him down in the comments.
Okay. Anywho, stepping out of the Jeep behind Benjamin's car is Christopher and his girlfriend Amber. Amber is a girl with red hair and she wears a green long sleeve shirt with a black skirt. Okay, interesting. This was Gary's late father's cabin, explained Christopher. This is a beautiful property. What happened to Gary's father? Asked Amber. Gary said he died in a haunting accident, said Christopher with a serious face. Hmm, interesting.
It's all a mystery.
You're sure that Gary didn't kill his own father?
That is the question.
Anywho, back, this is not the time to be itchy.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay. The group gathers their things and starts to walk up to the cabin. Gary kicks open the door after he unlocks it. Wham! Teresa enters and turns on the light, revealing a nice bedroom and a beautiful kitchen. Nice. Hey, Gary! Was Eddie and Craig supposed to meet us here? Asked Christopher. Gary opens up the fridge and opens up a can of beer. Fuck them! If they don't want a show, that's their loss, said Gary as he takes a sip of his beer. Dude, Your friend is long gone. I'm sorry, man. Then again, I'm not really sorry, 'cause everything that's coming to you, you deserve.
It's a long time coming, though, and it's pretty bad.
As far as I'm concerned, let's let the party begin! Woo! Shouted Gary after they closed the door and start drinking alcohol beverages together in the kitchen. After having a few drinks, they start talking. Man, oh man, nothing beats good booze. Anybody who doesn't show up to this cabin party is nothing but a loser, said Benjamin. Yeah, preach it, baby, Caitlin responded. Oh Lord, help me. I guess we're saying that Tony is a loser, right? Said Christopher, looking a little drunk. Man, fuck Tony. After we graduated from high school, the motherfucker became a fairy, said Gary with anger. Dude, he wouldn't. You know what?
I think my sister has absolutely nothing to say.
I do, but I don't want to piss off the LGBTQ plus community either.
What is that, if I dare to ask?
Nothing that you'll agree with, knowing how you are, and we already know the video that you made previously.
Our poor society is suffering. Moving on.
I am a part of the LGBTQ plus community.
What? You know what? Just read the story.
Anywho, I guess we're. No. Man, fuck. Yeah, no, I already said that. I mean, who wants to hang out with a fairy boy? Said Gary as he takes a sip of his beer. Dude, sometimes the gay people are like the best people to hang out with. They have like the best jokes. Just saying. I don't give a fuck what you say back there. You are irrelevant in this.
Fair enough, I guess, for now.
Well, it doesn't matter anyways. The poor bastard died anyways, said Benjamin, looking a little tipsy. After Benjamin said that, the three girls had a shocked look on their face. What the fuck are you talking about? Asked Gary. Did you not read the newspaper this morning? Fairy boy died in his house, explained Benjamin. What a way to kill the buzz, said Amber as she walked into the living room. I have to agree, said Teresa as she takes one last sip of her alcohol and joins Amber. Gary didn't really care about what happened to Tony, but he was still not too sure where his friend Eddie was. At this point, he was too drunk to care.
I'm cold.
Oh. We have a Mr. Chili Man over here.
Mr. Popsicle right now.
Somebody get a flamethrower.
No!
I'm
Alright,
joking.
back to this.
Meanwhile, Catherine and the Angel of Death are walking through the forest looking for Milo. As they were walking through the forest, Catherine looks at the Angel of Death from behind. Sir Zuduku, when we do find Milo, what will we do? Asked Catherine nervously. All I want to do is capture him and make him my familiar. However, I'm not sure if that was the state, if that is in the state that the gods want for him. But we cannot leave him in this state, explained the Reaper. Okay, then how do we catch him? Or stop him? Asked Catherine seriously. I did not read that seriously at all. Oops. Remember this, Catherine. Love is the one of many strong emotions that tie us to straight consciousness. That is why I need your help, explained the Reaper. What are you talking about? From what I remember, Milo hardly even knew me, even in school, explained Catherine. That may be true, but whether you believe it or not, Milo shares a bond with you. What that bond is a mystery to me. However, all you need to know is that you and he share a bond. Just feel it in your heart, is all I ask, explained the Reaper. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the cabin, Gary and Teresa are making out behind the kitchen wall, out of sight from the others. Woo. Benjamin and Caitlin are smoking weed while sitting in the living room. Christopher and Amber go outside together. Teresa takes Gary upstairs. Meanwhile, Christopher and Amber are walking slowly outside and talking to each other. Why do you hang around with these people anyway? Asked Amber. When I was in first grade, I was a different person. I was not a very nice guy, to tell the truth. No shit. You were horrible. I really hated myself back then. I hang around guys that were just like me. Basically, we were all assholes living in a total bowl. It's a way to put it, explained Christopher. You don't have to live like that. Just because the world is shitty doesn't mean you have to mimic it, said Amber. There's some words of advice, people. Take those words from Amber here. Just because the world treated you like shit or is shitty doesn't mean you have to treat other people like shit.
That was the whole point of that line. I written it.
Applause.
Thank you. Even though I hate that.
Yes, I know. I realized that growing up, but it's impossible to leave this group because I can never stand up to Gary. He's a little bit unpredictable. Did you know he killed a kid a long time ago? Said Christopher. To me, that sounds like all the more reason to leave this group. Not only robbery and selling drugs, but murder too. Where does it end? Asked Amber. The world may never know. Yes, I am quoting the owl from that commercial from
Commercial.
long ago.
Yes, but
Most of you guys are probably too little to even know what I'm talking
but it
about.
doesn't really matter. The point is, this is getting kind of deep.
No shit. I didn't think I'm in a serious tone.
Go continue on.
Sheesh. This guy doesn't understand reading tones.
No, I don't because of my autism.
Hey, I'm the same there. Don't worry about that. It took me years to realize what was different. But I have a really good teacher. Anywho, I'm getting off track. I'm sorry, people. I have no answer for that. But I always wanted to leave with a group, and I can never stop thinking about Milo. I don't even know the boy, but something tells me he didn't deserve to die, said Christopher as he stopped and looked down at the ground and started to cry. Amber felt sympathy for him as she rubbed his back softly with her hand. Who is this Milo anyway? Asked Amber with sympathy. Just somebody I really want to forget. It's a sin that I can never take back. All of us troublemakers have to deal with this sin, even though some of us don't give it a second thought, said Christopher. Amber looks at Christopher with sad eyes, and then she kisses him, and then the kiss led them to kissing each other. Christopher led Amber to his car and then takes off her shirt and bra. He opens his car door and laid her into the back seat of his Jeep.
We kind of knew where this was going.
Oh, yay, we're going into a juicy story now. Joking.
um,
I'm joking, damn it. Take the damn joke.
yeah, I get the feeling that you just unleashed hell in the comic section.
I love dirty jokes. I will be more than happy to read them. Flow
Continue on.
away.
No! Oh no! Continue on.
he takes he takes off his shirt and she takes off her pants. He lays down on her and kisses her lower body. She moans in pleasure. However, the moment was interrupted when a drop of red liquid that looks like blood dripped onto Amber's head. Really, dude? Really? In the good part, you really have to fuck it up? Let the man have one last sex moment. Seriously. Jeez.
Um, is it wrong to agree with you on this one?
No?
Because I feel weird agreeing to it.
I mean, what the hell is wrong with having your last moments being that you fucked somebody that you loved?
And so far, Christopher seems like one of the decent members of the
He was just
troublemakers.
a coward. I mean, he was fucking 7. The heck?
Yeah, moving on.
Anywho, Christopher, said Amber as she leaned up on the seat. What? Said Christopher as he looks at Amber's face and sees the red drop of blood dripping down. Christopher rubbed his hand on Amber's head and looks at the red liquid on his fingers. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it starts to spontaneously rain very hard. Dun dun dun! The evil has appeared. That you created.
Yeah, that seems to be Milo's little. How you know he's coming is the rain.
Christopher was confused and cold as he stood up out of the jeep. Looking around, when he turned around, he saw a short skeleton missing missing half of his skull, wearing a yellow raincoat. As Christopher looked at the terrifying phantom in front of him, he realized that what he was looking at was his sins looking back at him. If I could edit, I would insert a sans meme. You know, at the Judgment Hall.
I don't even know what that is. But anyways, moving
How
on.
dare you!
I don't know what it is. Let's continue on.
Dude, I will make you watch that.
Oh no.
Anywho, Milo, is that you? Said Christopher, his voice filled with sadness and fear. Amber sees this and becomes terrified. She quickly crawls to the back of the jeep, not believing what she is seeing with her own eyes. Milo, can you please forgive me? Said Christopher, crying and pleading for forgiveness as he kneels before the vengeful spirit. Wow. Dude, the first thing you see is this dude like this, and you're pleading to a phantom.
He's pleading for forgiveness, which is, if you think about it, is actually kind of sad.
Yeah, but it's too fucking late. The right thing you would have done is about that same day that he was murdered, you should have took your tiny little ass and filed a fucking report to the police.
Even then, I doubt that this creature would
Yes, you
forgive.
all would have been fucking put into juvie. Police, it would have done something, and they could have you. Then they would have had a place to search for his fucking body.
Good luck with that nonsense, though. Because the river, my
Yeah,
god, I don't even think it can take boats down that shit.
I don't think they would. I think they probably would have gone to where it ended to search for his body.
Yeah, even then, it would be almost impossible to get to.
Anywho, I am so sorry, Milo. I shouldn't have done something. I should have done something. Please, said Christopher with his head against the ground as on the dirt as the dirt becomes mud from the heavy rain. The vengeful spirit's red eye glows a beam of light on Christopher like a spotlight. Acid, this is not the time to be making me burp. Stop.
This is getting too good.
The vengeful spirit reaches out with a sharp, bony fingers, glowing a violet, unnatural color. Violet colored chains come out of Milo's yellow raincoat sleeve and goes around Christopher's neck. choking him. The chain recoils to Milo's hand and grabs Christopher by the throat. Milo's grip was so strong that Christopher had a hard time breathing, and he was still pushed to his knees. There is no forgiveness, nor is there any good, said the vengeful spirit. I need a drink after that now.
Sorry about that. But that's just the way he speaks.
Christopher begging for forgiveness, on his knees, grasping for air as the grip of the vengeful spirit tightens. In an instant, glowing violet chains come out of the ground and impale Christopher's skull. As Milo lets go of Christopher's throat, then spike-like violet-colored chains tear Christopher's spirit to shreds. Then Milo slowly devours piece by piece.
Wow, that was brutal.
As Amber watches in horror, she screams and opens up the car door. The clothes that she was holding against her chest gets caught as she tries to run out of the car, knowing she doesn't have much time, and she drops and takes off running into the cold forest when with nothing on her but boots and panties, feeling for her life. Out of sheer panic and terror, Amber runs through the empty, cold forest away from the vengeful spirit. The rain slowly begins to stop as the vengeful spirit fades away. Amber could not help but feel that she was still being chased. She did not understand why this creature was chasing her. She began to cry, running as fast as she can, looking over her shoulder and not seeing the spirit, but could feel it getting closer and closer, regardless of how fast she could run. As Amber runs through the forest, the wooden branches cut her soft skin, but she was so terrified that she did not feel the pain, as she was completely filled with adrenaline. Amber stops in the middle of the forest and looks around. It starts to drizzle again, clarifying to Amber that yes, the vengeful spirit is chasing her. She blindly runs, not noticing that there was a muddy cliff, and as she fell tumbling down the muddy hill, pieces of her panties rip off, and she falls into the mud. As Amber crawls out of the mud, the vengeful spirit manifests in front of her. "Why, I did nothing to you! Christopher begged for his life!" cried Amber. Violet-colored chains come out of the muddy cliff behind her and chained her arms behind her and around her legs, making it so she could not move. The vengeful spirit grabs the chain around her neck and pulls her towards him. "Stop hurting me. I'm just a boy. I do not understand."
You're glad you brought your water bottles, didn't you? I feel sorry to make you read this.
It's okay. I'm good, said the Vengeful Spirit, as for some reason the mud begins to become like quicksand, and Amber sinks into the mud. After she's fully sunk, the violet color change slowly melt into her skin and burn the soul out of her body. Amber suffered for 3 minutes before she died, and the Vengeful Spirit enjoyed watching. Ew. I hope you enjoy my reading, by the way. I hope it really keeps your attention, because that's the whole point.
I think the story itself is interesting, but in some parts you seem a little too dramatic. Sorry to be a critic.
If you don't like my reading, you can kindly walk away.
Mm,
I assume he does not like my reading because he has now walked away.
I actually appreciate the help that you're giving me.
I hope so.
Continue reading.
Joking, joking, joking.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay. I actually enjoy reading your books. Don't worry about that.
Oh, thanks.
Meanwhile, at the cabin, Gary and Teresa were having sex in Gary's bedroom. Teresa was moaning very loud as Gary was thrusting, and both Teresa and Gary came. Oh, that was amazing, said Teresa, breathing heavily. Good Lord. Yep, said Gary as he stood up and put back on his clothes. As Gary, seriously? No hugs, no kisses afterwards, no cuddle time? What the fuck? Just wham bam, thank you, ma'am? That's not cool.
Well, he's a real asshole. It never stops.
Yeah. As Gary walked towards the door, he was interrupted by Teresa. Hey, do you have a shower around here? She asked, covered in sweat. Just behind that door, he answers as he leaves the bedroom. Teresa looking a little confused, but she's not surprised considering how nice this cabin is. She stands up and walks into the bathroom that was very big and fancy looking. She opened up the shower glass door and turned on the hot water and closed the shower door.
Yeah, it's one of those, those fancy.
Yeah, the walk-in showers that I really would love to have, but they're way too fucking far out of my price range.
Yeah, this would be a nice cabin to have.
Yes, it would. As Teresa was enjoying herself, all of a sudden the water turned cold for some reason. Hey, what the fuck?
My editor died laughing reading that line.
Said Teresa, but she was interrupted as violet color changed, wrapped around her whole body, and covered her mouth and slammed her head against the edge of the tub. Boom! Ah, wait, hang on. As she was pulled down, the cold water turned into blood, and the tub started to fill up. Teresa was trying to scream, but the violet colored chains around her mouth prevented her from screaming, so she moaned in fear. The vengeful spirit manifests above her, and now she can see the terrifying phantom as the blood fills the tub up, and then she slowly begins to drown as red bubbles came to the surface. As Teresa is drowning, she moves around the tub, making banging noises. Meanwhile, downstairs, Gary hears the sounds and then he hears the loud moans of fear. As a result, Gary runs as fast as he can back up to the bedroom. But But by the time he made it back into the bathroom, it was too late. Gary opens up the glass bathroom door and sees Teresa with her eyeballs burned out of her skull and burn marks across her body with no water in the tub, as if the blood like water was only an hallucination. Gary began to cry as he held up Teresa's head. Benjamin and Caitlin quickly run into the bathroom and sees Teresa's dead body. What the fuck is happening here? Said Benjamin in a panic. Caitlin clings to Benjamin's body and looks at Teresa with fear. Eventually, Gary's feelings of fear turned into hatred as he pushes Benjamin and Caitlin out of the way and runs downstairs. Gary tries to open up the cabinet filled with his father's hunting rifles, but he cannot remember where he put the key, so he punches the glass in the window and breaks it, cutting his knuckles in the process. Then he rips out a sniper rifle and looks. What the hell are you doing, man? Shouted Benjamin as he runs downstairs with Caitlin. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to find who killed Teresa and I'm going to fill them up with lead, said Gary as he armed himself. Wait a minute. Let's think about this. How do you know that that was a murder and not an accident, said Benjamin. How the fuck do you not?
Oh, I like the response on
What
this.
other person can make that? You know what? I'm not even gonna.
Just read the response. It's actually pretty funny.
Did that look like a fucking accident to you, you dumb shit? Gary said Gary with anger.
The one time we actually agree with this asshole.
Just because this place is your property does not mean you can go around capping people, said Benjamin. True. But then again, you are in the middle of fucking nowhere. So it really doesn't fucking matter. Gary looks at Benjamin with a look of blood-cold hatred. Then he aims the gun at Benjamin. Do you wish to say that again? Said Gary. Whoa! Hey! We are on the same side here, said Caitlin, as she stands between Gary. Oh, she stands. Okay. What?
Yeah,
I know, I'm being rude.
I actually that was just the way I write things. I bet you didn't even know who the hell was talking because you sound like it sounded like a dude when you first were talking, then you realize, oh, it's a girl.
I thought it was fucking Benjamin that was talking. Sorry.
Yeah, I know that's my fault.
And this isn't supposed to sound like this. It's supposed to be that. You forgot the A and the H.
Are you sure you want to do all that?
Yes,
Okay,
because it will bug me.
it would drive you nuts.
Yes.
Okay.
Stands in between Gary and Benjamin. All of a sudden, all the lights in the cabin start to blink, and everybody was confused and looked around. Gary lowered his rifle, and at that same time, all the lights filled up with water, and then the light bulbs spontaneously explode one by one.
That is fucking awesome.
Excuse me. Sorry for your ears and what. I know that's rude.
Excuse us. Soda hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah. After the cabin. After that, the cabin was dark. The entire living room started to fill up with turquoise-colored mist. As everybody looked at the fireplace, in front of the fireplace, the Vengeful Spirit Manager. What the holy fuck? Said Benjamin as he watches in terror with the Vengeful Spirit levitating before them. Gary wasted no time and aimed a sniper rifle at the Vengeful Spirit and fired without hesitating. The bullet phased through the Vengeful Spirit and did nothing, and as a result, the bullet hit the concrete wall behind the Vengeful Spirit, leaving a bullet hole. The Vengeful Spirit reaches out with his sharp, bone-like fingers, and violet-colored rings appeared around his fingers, and all of a sudden, spike-like chains impaled both Benjamin and Caitlin. through the skull and then rips their soul out, killing them in the process. Nice. Gary watched in horror as the vengeful spirit devours both Benjamin and Caitlin's soul.
Nom. Vengeful Spirit noms.
After that, Gary throws the sniper rifle on the ground and runs through the front door. Whoosh!
What the fucking fuck? Okay, moving on.
I did that for a reference because I do not like this guy, so I gave him the most ridiculous thing I could think of for a run. Okay?
Okay.
Gary is now running through the forest, but he keeps getting blocked by violet-colored barbed wire, forcing Gary to change direction as if the vegetable spirit was leading him somewhere. Gary was unable to think straight because he did not understand what was going on. As he runs for his life, he is unable to remember the murder he committed a long time ago. He has never thought of Milo throughout his entire life, nor did he care to. If anything, he felt a bizarre pride in what he did as his first kill, as he has killed many people in the past growing up. Jesus! Holds up cross. No!
You really just don't. This guy is not meant to be liked.
Well, I don't have to worry about that anymore because this guy's about to deserve everything he's getting.
Well, read on and see what happens.
I am personally very excited. Hopefully, you guys are as well. Now, let's get this party going!
Yeah, we're hitting the basically the end mark.
Eventually, he stops in his tracks, realizing that he came close to falling down the cliff. He sees that he is at the one spot where there is a bridge, and the river runs fast. After that, Gary turns around and sees the vengeful spirit is right there. At that moment, Gary was about to say something, but he remembered Teresa's death and he realized that this creature is responsible. As a result, he did not want to die cowering before this creature. So Gary attempts to run up to the vengeful spirit and punch it in the face, but his hand and body phase through Milo like a ghost, and as a result, Gary fell on the ground. Yay!
Well, that was intelligent, but not that he had any other options.
If your bullet phased through this the first fucking time you tried to attack it, what in the blue blazes makes you think a fucking fist is going to phase him?
He didn't have anything else to use. And he is kind of
At this
cornered.
point, I would have committed suicide. It would have been like, nope, you ain't getting the pleasure of killing me.
That would have been funny because I think the Vengeful Spirit would have caught him with his chains and reeled him back in like a fist.
That would have been awesome. Milo, stop! Shouted a random voice. Gary looks up and sees Catherine and the Reaper. Who the fuck are you? Said Gary as he stands up. Silent, you damn fool! This is no longer your problem, said the Reaper, as he walks up to Gary and grabs him by his leather jacket and throws him 16 feet to the left of the way. I believe I can fly! Crash!
It's like, yeah, Zujuko's like, shut the fuck up. You're not part of this shit. Goodbye.
Yes.
Zerduku badass. Hashtag badass.
Milo, it's me, Catherine. Do you remember? Said Catherine as she walks towards the vengeful spirit. The vengeful spirit stares at Catherine. I missed you, Milo, said Catherine as she kneels down on the grass and reaches out, attempting to touch Milo's face, but her fingers face through Milo's decaying skull. Catherine puts both her hands on her knees and stares into Milo's red glowing eyes, surrounded by turquoise-colored flames. Please say something, Milo. Do you blame me for not being fair for you? Being fair? What? Insert confusing question marks.
Um, I think that was an error
Yeah,
that my editor missed.
yeah.
I think what that was supposed to say, or not helping, or not. I don't know.
Ah, okay, whatever, said Catherine as a tear goes down her face. And all of a sudden, the vengeful spirit grabs Catherine by the throat. Excuse me. Stop. Ah, hang on. Give me a minute. Stop. I am so hungry, said the vengeful spirit with a long, raspy voice as blood like tears drip from the bottom jaw of his skull. And the vengeful spirit throws Catherine on the ground. Yeet! Catherine starts to cough from being choked. Interesting, but I haven't gone this far just to fail, shouted the Reaper as he shoots a lightning bolt at Milo. The lightning bolt strikes Milo successfully and seems to hurt him, and then the vengeful spirit fades in and out as if he took a lot of damage.
It's super effective.
Facepalm.
What? What's the problem?
Nothing.
Come on. What's the problem?
Nothing.
Okay.
Your fate may have been to become this monster. You have become Milo, but your destruction and chaos ends here, said the Reaper as he summons 5 different magical circles around the vengeful spirit, and turquoise-colored chains wrap around Milo in an attempt to imprison him. I got you, said the Reaper, but then this noise, which sounded like burning embers from a campfire that sounded like laughter coming from the vengeful spirit.
Oh, that's creepy.
Let's play,
Oh, fuck.
said the vengeful spirit as violet colored chains come out of the ground, destroying the turquoise colored chains. Once the vengeful spirit was free, all the plants began to die as the vengeful spirit summoned the water. But the water gravitates up and around the vengeful spirit's bony, sharp fingers, creating a spear of water.
It's fear. But yeah.
Then the water turns completely black, and the vengeful spirit fired the spear of water at the Reaper. Whoosh! The Reaper was in shock watching this, distracting him enough, taking away his time to avoid the attack. He takes the hit with the water spear, hits him, and a bizarre explosion of water and strange black energy hit the Reaper, knocking him to the ground. The Reaper immediately flew up into the sky and then stopped at a certain altitude. It seems that I might be a little overpowered, but know this, Milo, I will be watching you, said the Reaper. The Reaper's entire body is then engulfed with turquoise colored flames as he turns into a flaming bird, and then bursting into an explosion, disappearing from sight. Catherine stands up and watches the Reaper disappear. Catherine watches the vengeful spirit slowly levitate towards Gary. Realizing that she could not let Milo become this monster, she remembered what the Reaper told her, and then pulled out the knife that was given to her by the Reaper. Catherine runs right in front of the vengeful spirit, in between Milo and Gary. Milo, I can no longer watch and live with this guilt as I watch you become this monster. I am so sorry for everything that has happened to you. But if you cannot find forgiveness in anybody's heart, then I will not live to watch, said Catherine as she stabs herself in the chest, and then she pulls out the knife and falls to the ground and bleeds to death. The vengeful spirit looks at Catherine's dead body, and as the spirit looks upon her limp body, Milo's consciousness begins to surface as he remembers everything. He remembers talking with her, not very much, but those moments were stuck in his memories for an eternity, even after death. The result is so shocking it started to make Milo realize constantly remembering everything that he has done in the living and in the time of death. Milo's form changed into the little boy that he once was. Milo fell to his knees and cried, I know now that there is a God. God, why have you punished me and cursed me to become this creature? If this is the life that you plan for me, then I would rather you strike me down and erase me from all existence than to watch myself murder both the innocent and the guilty. This is not fair. God, I hate you for what you have done to me, shouted Milo at the sky, staring into the stars of the infinite space with remorse and eternal regret. After that, Milo began to cry blood like tears, and it began to rain as blood. Gary stood up, and for the first time in what seems like never, Gary begins to cry. At that moment, everything that Gary knew in his life has burned away into nothing. Gary felt like a devastated city with no life. All of a sudden, Milo's curse begins to recoil and backfire, transforming him back into his vengeful spirit form. But his aura was completely red, and red like electricity was sparking off of him. What the fuck? I can't read that, Zach.
Uh, well, the readers can see it.
Shatter the vengeful spirit as he explodes into sparkles, and then it stops raining. Wow! Okay. When the sun rises, Gary stumbles like a.
Oh, what? Read that again?
What?
Oh, that didn't sound right.
The spirit as he explodes into sparkles?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be sparks, but okay.
okay. When the sun rises, Gary stumbles like a zombie towards the police station and walks in. Officer, can arrest me for a murder, for the death of Milo Badrin, said Gary to the officer. The officer arrested him and Gary was sent to prison for life. The end. Deep in the vastness of hell, where it looks like a high school, but it's surrounded by dusty mountains of dead trees and flesh-eating demon-like monsters. Within one of the school buildings, Catherine walks into it and kneels down. Leviathan, Council Demon Obesity. Wait, what?
It's supposed to be Abystus, but yeah,
Obestus.
it's a name.
I come before you to ask a favor, said Catherine. A tall, like terrifying creature in the shadows looks upon her with glowing like cat eyes, looks at Catherine and smiles insidiously. The end, people. That is the end.
What you guys all think of all the chapters? But anyways, with all that being said, this is Akari and Zerduku signing out.